And welcome to our fourth day of the main match coverage. We're coming to you live from the 2025 Handgun World Shoot in South Africa. We're starting up a little bit late today because we've got the big guys coming in this afternoon, so we're going to stay on a little bit later. We've also got some footage that we're going to be showing you from some content we shot yesterday and from early this morning, so we've got a big day ahead of us. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you to Jean Duprier. Jean Duprier is a South African, and he is involved with Canic here in South Africa. We're going to be chatting a little bit with Canic, with him about Canic's plans and so forth. But I also want to mention, obviously from the United States, Niels Jonasson, one of our top shooters out there, a good friend of mine. But Niels is, of course, a professional shooter for Canic and has done a lot to bring Canic into the U.S. I shot a Canic for quite a while in carry optics, and I actually won a nationals in senior with a Canic. Much to Niels's happiness. Jean, welcome. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. So let's talk a little bit about, you're a match sponsor, one of the main match sponsors, and you guys are also sponsoring the shoot-offs, right?
That's correct, yeah. So Bostrus, the company that I work for, we are the importers of Canic in South Africa, and so we're doing it with Canic here in South Africa.
Yeah, that's great. And you guys have got quite a big team here. Other than Niels, obviously, who's one of your pro shooters, you've got a bunch of guys here, and including a number of juniors. Let's talk about juniors first. So we keep coming back to the subject. How do we promote more junior shooting? How do we bring them into the game? What's you guys' philosophy on that?
So, yes, definitely. I mean, Super Junior is kind of like not such a big turnout for Super Junior, so we wanted to change that here in South Africa. So we started chatting with a lot of IPSC parents who have children under the ages of 16 to get them in early. I mean, I know if I wanted to start on an early age, and I think it happens in America a lot. I mean, like Casey Eusebio started from a young age, and most shooters started I think around 11.
Yeah, Casey's an exception. He started about 11. He's a grandmaster, I think, about 12 and a half. And
there we go.
Started winning his first titles 13, 14 years of age. But it is a problem. We have Steel Challenge, of course, in the U.S. that has a lot of junior shooters. But in the actual, the USPSA side or the practical shooting side, we don't have as many juniors as what we would like to see. So it's great to see you guys doing it. You've got one shooter specifically. If you guys want to jump over to stats, Obile Sefolo.
Ole.
They call him Ole. And he's doing really well right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's on top. He's first in Super Junior at the moment in production optics.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. We can look at some of his scores here, and obviously we're not comparing. We don't have the comparisons to others, but you can just look at some split times, his first draw times. He's running in 142s, 119. That's a great draw on that stage. 120, 127. He's obviously pretty quick.
Yeah, he's put in a lot of practice, and it's paid off, obviously.
And he's 12 years old.
He's 12 years old.
Yeah, so all you guys out there that think the kids can't shoot, and if you look at his scores, I mean, I see a no-shoot there, but for the most part, his points are really good. He's got a mic down here, but everything else looks solid.
Yeah, his speed, he's really quick.
That's great.
Really quick, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we'll see if we can find some footage from him. We looked earlier on, and I don't think we have anything there. Which are the other, the juniors that you have? You were mentioning Aaron Veckel.
Yes, Aaron Veckel. So it actually started with him. I actually trained him when he was just a little boy. And now he's actually, last year he went to Euro Extreme and he won junior there. He also last year he won production overall here in South Africa. So definitely someone to look out for. And because of him, we started the junior program where we got a lot of parents, a lot of kids, and get them in, see what sticks, see who does well. And I'm really glad it's getting up there. So Ariana, also a sponsored shooter locally from Bostrus.
And Ariana, of course, is Mo Osman's daughter.
Yes.
So she's pretty well known to us. Mo Osman being the regional director for South Africa, great guy. And obviously, that's one of the ones where a parent introduces their child to sport, which is almost always what happens, either a parent or a grandparent, right? Which other ones do you have?
Luan Burger. He's the son of Peter Burger, open shooter here in South Africa. Also doing really well. I think he's 11 years old. Yeah.
Which of these kids was on the PCC World Shoot team that went to Czech Republic? I think Berger was one of them, if I remember correctly. Not sure.
I'm not
Well,
sure, yeah.
I just want to tell you, they shot an amazing match out there. They actually beat our juniors in the U.S. and I remember meeting them after the ceremonies and chatting with them. Great group of kids. South Africa's really got this junior program going, and it's good to see that. Obviously, I don't want to see them beating our team, but if it happens, it happens, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over to Afrikaans here for a second. So for the Afrikaners out there, my accent's not that great. I'm trying, but I'm gonna try it. But I got talked into this by my significant other over there, Sarah. Oh, great, she's going to record this as well, so this is going to go out on Instagram too, but I'm going to try. So, wat is julle planne vir die toekoms hier so in Suid-Afrika?
Yes, ons planne is om oor te neem. Canic is baie groot in Suid-Afrika en ons vat dit aan groot met alles. Met die sponsorship. Ons probeer net baie meer blootstelling kry vir die jong latte. Maar as ook kyk uit vir die beste van die beste. Hilfred en Aaron is production optics champion in Suid-Afrika. Aaron production champion laas jaar. So ons wil wys dat ons ook kan.
Een van die voordele van 'n Canic is dat dit baie bekostig is.
Ja.
As jy dit if you apply it, I'm sorry, if you look at the cost of the Canic over some of the other guns. So dis 'n baie goeie wapen vir 'n persoon wat begin skiet vir die eerste keer, né?
Net so, ja. So ons het eintlik 'n rugby pistool gedoen. So 'n pistool wat bietjie van Suid-Afrika se kultuur wys. So ons het hom nou vir so goedkoop gekoop laat soveel mense dit kan kry. En baie van die mense begin eintlik nou met 'n rugby pistool. Ek bedoel R8,000. Daai is aansienlik goedkoper as so sê nou maar byvoorbeeld 'n Shadow of iets soos dit. En ons baie ouens wat vreeslik goed doen met dit.
R8,000 is that R8,000 is about $400 US, which is a little bit about the same as what we'd pay in the US for a Canic. Okay, ons gaan terug na Afrikaans toe. So julle is die sponsor vir die shoot-offs, né?
Ja.
Shoot-offs is nie 'n baie popular ding in Amerika nie, maar omtrent 3 weke of so terug het ons die IPSC Nationals in Amerika gehad en die shoot-offs was fantasties. Hulle het 'n absoluut fantastiese groep mense gehad. Bob Crow is een van die Amerikaners wat hierso is. Het was so 'n party gewees en ek sien uit om dieselfde ding te sê. Ek weet hulle gaan musiek hê en hulle gaan ek dink hulle gaan 'n bar hê ook aan die agterkant. So vir julle wat daarso uit is, Sondagoggend is die shoot-offs. Ek dink dit begin hier by 8:00 in die oggend, Suid-Afrikaanse tyd. Ek dink net.
Ek dink ook so,
ja.
Ek hoop ook so.
Ek hoop ook so. Maar julle moet definitief inkom om te kom luister. Yeah, and I'm severely regretting switching to Afrikaans because I sound like an idiot talking in Afrikaans. But anyway, it's been a while. Let's talk about, to kind of wrap up our session, let's talk about the pistol you've got here. Before anybody says anything, this pistol is inert. It doesn't have a firing pin in it. I checked it personally before the stage, so please don't panic about us having a demonstration firearm here in front of us on the table. But you have the SFX Rival. I actually have 2 of these back in the USA, and personally I've shot them in a number of matches. Great guns.
Yeah, so the barrel is also not rifled and it's pinned, so it can't even accommodate a live round. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about optics, the new division.
Yes.
So we've been playing around with it already here in South Africa, and I think this will do quite well as an optics division pistol, as well as production optics. So basically, it already comes with a magwell, and so the only thing that you'd have to do is slap an optic on, get a thumb rest, and we do have mags that fit the 141.25, is that correct? Yeah.
141.25.
Yeah, so like 18 plus 3 or 18 plus 4. The only thing that I don't like about the plus 4, it's not quick removable like the plus 3s are. So.
Got it.
But definitely, I think a good pistol to look at for the new division that's coming up.
And what is that coming in at? Without the optic, what are you selling those for?
So locally, we're selling them for 30,000 Rand. And then a thumb rest, I think, is like $1,000. And then you can slap on any optic. We've got the Canic MO3 on this one. This one is going for about 8,000 Rand.
Excellent, excellent. So for those of you who haven't been paying close attention, IPSC at the General Assembly meeting a few days ago voted, and they have determined that the new division in IPC is going to be called optics, which is what this is. For those in the US, their optics is the same as our limited optics. The limited optics in IPSC is a different gun. I know it's confusing. Obviously, it's not limited. It would be called standard optics, but it's a different firearm. And I'm not even going to try and describe what it is right now. But this is our limited optics and their optics. I really wish we'd kept the same name, but the cool thing for us in the US is that you can shoot this gun in the US in limited optics, and you can go shoot an IPSC match anywhere you want in optics division from, I believe, 1st of January is, I think, when that kicks in.
All right.
Might have to check on that. So thank you for bringing that for us. Definitely a firearm that we can look at going forward.
Yes, yeah.
Appreciate it.
I've already started shooting this, and here at the Nationals, we actually started implementing it a little bit earlier, and I won gold with this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good job. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, listen, thank you for coming in and joining us.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having me.
I've got to also say, I really appreciate your sponsorship of the match as well. You know, we need you guys. We need all the sponsors out there. We do appreciate it. We don't always say so, but trust me, we do. And it's really great of you guys to be a part of the World Shoot. And I look forward to shoot-offs.
All right.
For sure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Leighton.
you. So after this short break, we're going to bring an interview to you from Christian Leitner, who is a German match director and also an administrator of sport. He's going to be talking about some of the things we've got planned for the US going forward. So we'll be back shortly after this. From the 2025 Handgun World Shoot in South Africa, and I'm here with Christian Leitner. He's from Germany, and he's one of the range masters as well as one of the match directors and ROs that runs matches all around the world. And so welcome.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you, and we speak together.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
So one of the things about this, it's international broadcast. So obviously German, I don't speak German. Well, I do a little bit, tiny bit, but obviously we got the translation thing, so I've got to remember to ask my question a little slower. Tell us a little bit about what got you into working matches and so forth, getting into the whole RO thing. And
the passion. I love this shooting sport. I love IPSC. This is when I started with IPSC only shooting. After 2 years, I decided, okay, I need to go and give my time to make matches possible, matches happen. This is the reason why I went and decided to go to be RO. And over now 19 years, 18 years, let's say 18 years, I'm RO. And since 4 years, I'm organizing matches also, being range master, match director. And for me, my earnings finally is when a competitor is leaving my match with a big, grand smile in the face. This is my earning because that means I did a good thing. The competitors are satisfied with that, what I'm doing, and this is what I like and love. This is
fantastic. It's the passion of the business, right?
Yes,
passion of the sport and all the people.
Yeah.
So Christian also has another unique thing that I want to talk about. He is actually, you could say, like a professional match director, match planner, match scheduler, stage builder, everything, right? Right from the beginning all the way through to the match.
Yes.
And one of the things that we've been talking about for probably 3 years now is Christian coming to the US and helping us build matches out there and helping clubs out there. So, you know, I'm looking at the clubs that would love to see an IPSC match run at their facility, but they maybe don't have the manpower or the skill or the knowledge. And Christian has offered to come out to the US, and we're going to be putting that to use. So if you have a match out there or a club out there that you are needing somebody at a high level that can help you design your stages, put the match together. You could do it by remote, a lot of that.
For
and
sure.
then come out and help run the match. He can be the match director up until the point the match started, then rotate into being a range master,
Yes,
right?
yes, correct. This is correct.
Yeah.
I would love to go to the USA. I was now 3 times in the USA. I was part of the Pan Am, which were held in 2022 in Florida, in Frostproof, Florida. There I was asked to also design the stages and building up the stages. So maybe the one or the other US American maybe knows how the stages were, or remembers how the stages were in 22. And I want to start with this point and go ahead with Leighton together, and maybe we will find some matches and locations in the USA to settle something on spot. I'm looking forward to be there.
Yeah, that would be absolutely great. Christian, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
Appreciate you and all the work you put in for both this match as well as all the other matches. Last thing I want to just bring up before I forget, here's a stage for a 360. Now, I don't think we've ever shot a 360 stage in the United States, but I'll post it at some point. Maybe we'll add it to the end of this and we'll show you guys what it looks like. It's really cool to be able to see that. So thank you for bringing really nice designs and exciting things into the sport, and also for being such a nice guy with everybody, which is really, really important at the top level.
My dream is, this is what Leighton said, since 3 years we are discussing about my dream to organize a match, a 360. This is my dream, to do 360 matches with running minimum 1 stage where the shooter can shoot in every direction. This is my style of IPSC, what I love, and I like to do a match in this kind, in this world, in my world, also in the USA. And it would be nice if somebody's out there in the USA who can help me or help us to figure out a range where I can do something like this. That would be very nice.
We look forward to that. Christian, thanks again for
Thanks
joining
you.
us.
Thank
For
you.
coming in.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll be coming back to you a little bit later. And welcome back. We're coming to you live from the 2025 Handgun World Shoot in South Africa. With me this morning is my very good friend Mel Rodero. Mel is not only a shooter on the delegation, but he's also a shooter of the Super Senior Open team that I'm a part of, right?
I'm super happy to be here, brother. As you know, last year by this time I couldn't even walk. I was so sick, right? I was out of shooting for 1 year, and I'm just so happy to be here and put on the red, white, and blue, man. That's awesome. As a matter of fact, I can tell you, when you called me and told me I made the team, I cried, man. I thought I wasn't going to be here. I had already made up my mind that I wouldn't be here, and thank God I'm here, man. That really made me not feel sick anymore and go at it, you know.
I love that. I love that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that journey as well. So obviously you guys just saw the some of the opening ceremonies, a little flashback to the opening ceremonies. Before that, we had Christian Leitner on. So Christian's actually going to help us set up some matches, as I was talking about in that interview in the United States. We just had Maneki walk in here. He's in the background. He's also going to be doing that. And we're trying to develop some additional matches for you guys over in the States. And obviously this is a national broadcast, but you know, bringing not just IPSC shooting to the U.S., but also taking our U.S. worldwide, basically showing the people the talent that we have and preparing people for matches. So I want to talk about something. We don't have a lot of footage to show you right now. We're going to have a lot more later on. We've got the big boys coming in a little bit later. Let's talk a little bit about preparation. You know, you mentioned, and I wasn't sure if you'd want to talk about that, but you mentioned having some health issues. It's really difficult as we get older. We sometimes deal with these health issues, and that, you know, for people like us that like competing, that's a challenge, isn't it?
Right, right. I guess, you know, we live to be able to come to the World Shoot, right? That's why we practice. That's why we go through all the trouble we go through, right? And when I got sick and I wasn't able to shoot anymore, I thought that was it, right? And I made up my mind I wasn't coming to World Shoot anymore. And when you called me, you told me, hey, man, we need you. You got to come in. You have no idea. You were my doctor, man. You were my doctor. I said I gotta go again. At this, on these dates last year, I wasn't able to walk, man. I was so sick. It was just crazy. And when you called me, it was like instantaneous. Something happened in my brain. And I'm back, and I'm shooting at the World Shoot, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to also bring up when that happened, we got some additional slots from IPSC, so we decided to create a super senior team. Jim Boone, myself, you, and Frank Garcia are on that team. But I also put a kind of like a requirement on that. When I gave you the slot, I said, Mel, I need to see that you're training and practicing.
Right.
And you had to send me videos all the time and doing
Right.
that. And that's something that we've started doing, and when we have these last-minute adjustments, is having competitors in the U.S. send us kind of like just evidence to show that they're coming back into the scene. And I think we're going to be doing more of that in the future. So there'll be a qualification system like we've used, and then there'll be additional slots as they become available that we'll use, because there's a lot of people that when they don't make the teams, they kind of drop away, and then, you know, they're no longer
Right.
interested, and then that opens it up for other people. We have a total of 132 U.S. competitors here, of which I want to say 69 are in the main match, of which most of them are obviously on teams. So you and I are on a category team, and then you get the 6 division teams. But it's a big group of people, and I've had a lot of people comment that, wow, you Americans are everywhere. But we're very deep in the U.S., and a lot of our teams are doing really well. We're going to have a look here. If we want to jump over to stats, we're going to show you some of the current open results. This is live as it's happening, but obviously Christian and them are not shooting right now. And it's a little difficult to read, so I'm going to explain some things to you. If you look at the top line there, that's Christian Saylor. Christian is at 16, 21 points. They've shot that 59% that you see there. That 59% is they've shot 3 of the 5 days, right? 20% per day. But Christian's running away with it right now. He's all he has to do is just show up and just be decent, and he's going to win.
You know, Christian can shoot anything. Christian's my boy, by the way, okay? Christian can shoot anything, right? But when I saw these stages here in Africa, and I saw they were going to be speed stages compared to what we're used to and seeing in IPSC, right? I'm like, oh, my God, Christian is going to be so fast. And most of our U.S. shooters, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it definitely lends itself to our style of shooting from the U.S. We've got high hit factors. We've talked about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later today. High hit factor stages, a lot of wide open targets. I mean, the guys could basically
and that's rare to see on a match like this, right?
It is.
I mean, remember in Africa, in Thailand, we had to go upstairs, downstairs, and for us seniors, we worry about that, right? These guys fly through it. We're like, I hope I don't fall, right? But it's been great, man. I think this match is going to suit the American shooter real good.
Right. Let's go jump back to stats. We'll look at some other people. We got Michael Wang. He was actually on with us yesterday. He's currently lying in second place at 15-16, so roughly, what, 110
He's one of my
points behind.
teammates at MPA, you know.
He
Shoots
does.
the guns
Yep.
that I shoot. Yeah.
Yep, he is. He asked me last night how your gun was running. I said, it's running great.
He's running great,
Yeah,
man.
I'd love to hear that. And that's something as well. You know, we shoot these really fancy open guns, but they can sometimes give us issues, and obviously the scopes as well.
No, and
so,
the problem when you don't have a gun running, it's crazy because it just follows you to the next stage,
Yep.
You can't concentrate on shooting. You're just thinking that the gun is going to go down at the next match. When is it going to not fire or jam or whatever?
Right.
But thank God, all our guns are running good right now, man.
yeah, and we talk about this all the time. This is a long, long match. You hear it from everybody. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There's 30 stages. You can trash 1 or 2 stages and you stay in the match. But the tough thing is when you have that bad stage, you know, can you come back on the next one?
That's right.
And that's really, you know, the big difference in my opinion between Will Shoot and almost any other match is the fact that you're shooting 5 or 6 days in a row.
Right.
We get tired. I'll talk about Bill Drummond. He's probably going to kill me for this, but Bill Drummond was sick yesterday.
Oh.
So poor old Bill. I mean, his gun was the last to arrive. He literally he missed the first day of shooting because his gun hadn't got here yet. Then they finally get him into the match. They put him in. He's got to shoot a bunch of stages, and the guy is as sick as a dog. You know, how unlucky can you get? So. You know, but he's a trooper. I mean, last night he was sitting, he was going through stuff, and he probably still going to come back and shoot really well.
Bill has the experience. He has the resilience to come back all the time, man.
Yep.
Bill is our coach, by the way.
Yep.
And we love him, right? I did not know he was sick. I hope he gets well soon and just comes and burns it down.
He was doing better last night, but
good.
obviously, you know, he ended up not. And they do give you. That's one of the things I love about IPSC and other matches as well. But is that if you have a situation like that, they will let you drop out and get better, and then let you come back again. It's not kind of one and done. We've got an issue with one of our revolver shooters that is having some serious muscle spasms.
I heard that,
and when he went prone, he literally had to be picked back up again. And
Wow.
they gave him the rest of the day to recover from that and had him some treatment, and they're going to let him catch up again. And I really like that. I'm sure that there's people that say, well, you know, if the athlete can't compete, then he's out. But people spend a lot of money getting here.
Oh, yeah.
So let's look at in our next one down, and I didn't realize this until now, but Flieger is right up there too. So obviously we've got Christian in first place, Michael Wang in second, John Flieger in third, Aaron Edens in fourth, and Jun Kim in fifth. Some notables: Mike Kelly, obviously that's Tilly, and Brian Jones down there. Brian Jones had a disaster stage on day one.
Really?
That really hurt him.
What happened?
Yeah, he lost his scope.
Oh, my God,
and
don't tell me that.
It was a tough stage and really stuck him in a hole. International shooter, Robin Sabot, a really cool guy. He's from Czech Republic, right down there. But if you look at the scores, look how tight some of these scores here on the right. I mean, if we just go from Flieger down, 1470, 6 points down, 1464, that's Holt Pride. 1460, Holt Pride has finished the match. And if you guys are following along, that 100% you see there, that means he shot the entire match. This is a new feature for us. And obviously the 59% means they've shot 3 out of the 5 days. Now, I said earlier on, there's 6 days of shooting. Remember that a lot of people have a day off. In fact, today is a lot of these guys'
Today's
days.
my day off, yeah.
Today's your day off,
Yeah.
my day off, obviously same
Going to
team.
go on a safari at 2 o'clock. I
There you
can't
go.
leave without going to see the giraffes and the lions and all that, you know?
Yeah, you should feed them.
Right?
So, and then I wanted to point something out to you. Obviously, did I catch all the Americans? I think I did, that were up in that top thing. But I want to roll back up here at the top. I want to show you guys something, if I could find it really quick. I don't want to keep you. But we have an Australian that is shooting, and he is a senior. So they just started shooting behind us. It's going to be super noisy here for a second. Where is that? It's lost in the thing. But anyway, it's Brody McIntosh.
Wow.
Brody McIntosh is lying in 3rd place overall,
My
and he's
God.
a senior.
Wow.
So for those of you who think that when you get old you can't shoot, yeah, that guy's proven us all wrong.
He hasn't become old, though.
No, no. And, I mean, he is crushing it. To be able
Wow.
to shoot at this level as a 50-year-old plus,
Yeah,
not sure exactly how old he is, but senior would be 50 to 60, 50 to 59 technically. But it's pretty awesome to see. And he's been, I mean, I think he was 7th in Thailand 3 years ago, etc. So it's great to see them. Mel, let's talk a little bit about the stages. Like we've shot 3 days now, so we had 60% of the match. What do you think? Like difficult, easy? We talked about the hit factors being high.
You know, there's no such thing as easy, you know, because when you say it's easy, then you're like, how could I have missed that target, right? So I truly believe that every target deserves respect.
Yep.
There's just no way as something easy because it's easy for everybody if it's easy, right? And it's hard for everybody if it's hard. So I think that you have to have respect for every target and get the alphas, you know? And that's the thing about IPSC. People sometimes don't understand in the States, you know, because most of our stages are 30, 28, 32 rounds. And when you come here, if you lose points, it's very hard to gain them again.
Yeah.
Because actually, the way I think, and I might be wrong because you're a mathematician at this, right? But I seriously believe you can make points or a lot of points on the big course, then a little less points on the medium courses, but in the short courses, you don't make any points really, right? So you got to be on top of things. You got to be as perfect as you can on every stage.
Yeah, and those little stages, and I'm sure I'm going to hurt your feelings when I say this.
Don't tell me that, man.
I know, but you got to talk about it. And you know, this is one of the things about these broadcasts that I want to bring up the tough times we all have because everybody in the shooting sports has a tough break or has a tough day or tough stages, and sometimes more than one, right? So let's talk about that short stage yesterday, that 8-round stage. Sorry, what is it? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-round stage.
Rounds.
I was looking last night, and Christopher is lying in 2nd or 3rd place on that stage with the super squads that have been gone through. Christopher's a kid that literally, like, he's either hero or zero, you know. And I called
You're talking about your Chris.
my Christopher, my son. Sorry,
he's
my
an
son.
amazing shooter, dude.
Yeah,
if
but-
he would practice, imagine.
Yeah, imagine if he practiced.
Imagine.
I know. But he shot that stage, and he's lying, like I said, in 2nd or 3rd place. He shot in a time of 4 seconds.
God almighty.
And it's a crazy fast stage, and I'm still scratching my head. I'm going to pull the video at some point and find out how did he do it in 4 seconds. Like, it's the stage, literally everybody shoots it the same way. I talked to Aaron and them last night. The Super Squad guys all shot it the same. There's an activator on the left. We don't have it on video, but I'll find it and I'll show it this afternoon. There's an activator on the left.
Don't show mine. Don't show
I'm
mine.
going to show yours. Heck yeah, I'm going to show it. And there's a reason I'm coming to this because it's an activator on the left, then you've got a partial in the middle and an activator on the right, and then you've got to go back and pick up a bobber that is super fast on the left and another bobber on the right. Those bobbers are electronic, so there's no slowing down between, you know, whatever. They're absolutely constant. We timed them out. We looked at them. So where does he gain those extra 2 seconds on us?
I have no idea. It's got to be on the trigger. It's got to be on the trigger
right.
time. You know?
And their draw time.
The
right?
draw time, exactly.
So-
Picking up the gun and being on the target.
Do you remember what stage that was? We could probably pull that up. I think it's stage 29. See if I can find that stat. But I've got it up right now, but it's not Christopher's stage. I just wanted to have a look. Yeah, you see, so if you look at some of these draw times, look at the hit factors and look at the time. So these people are shooting at an 8. Christopher's half that time, and it's because his draw. So you know how we always say
Unbelievable.
draws don't count?
But remember, it wasn't a draw there. It was
You had to
picking
pick
it
it up
up
and
from
shoot.
the – yeah, exactly.
Right. And he probably gained a second over us because it's the only place he could have gained. And then he
Wow.
blazed through the front, and I think he shot all points. But now we talk about what we're really getting at, right? Short courses, you might not gain a whole lot, but he gained a lot on us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you could also. So what happened to you? Walk us through what happened to you.
Well, you're always worried about hitting the first steal, right? You miss the first steal, everything's going to go to pot. There's just – it's very hard, right, because everything is going to come out of sync. And I swear I picked up the gun, I went to the steal, and I missed it. So when I went to the target in the middle and then I went to the right steel. I came back, and the bobber's supposed to be there.
But it wasn't.
And it took me so long to understand, what happened. That's the problem there, right? In IPSC, it's little short stages like that if you miss something and it takes you out of sync, your brain takes a while to understand. Oh, God, I missed the steal. I got to go back to it. And now everything's out of sync.
And now when you hit that steal, now you're waiting for it to come up.
Right.
Meantime, the bobber on the right's come up 4 times already at that stage. And in the split second, you've lost probably 15, 20 points from somebody else.
Brother, the only thing I remember is unload, make clear. I turned around, I looked at you, and you're like.
Well, so here's another point about that. We always talk about how you're going to run the stage. That's option 1. On that stage, I had 3 different options in my head. I was going to tell you that, but I didn't want to make it confusing. So my options were, what if? What if I missed that first steal? And I'd already made up my mind. If I missed it, I wasn't going to shoot the middle target. I was going to go back to that because you literally are restarting the sequence.
Yeah.
So you lose that half a second, but your sequence still stays constant, right? That would be plan B.
Right.
Well, what if I shot through the middle and I tagged the no-shoot because it was a pretty small target? In IPSC, there's no rule like there is in USPSA where you have to have 25% of the target visible, 25% of the A-zone visible. In IPC, it just says a portion of. Well, that was a pretty small portion.
They have been smaller
Right.
than regular
Correct.
U.S.
And so you
matches.
couldn't just blaze through that because if you pick up a no-shoot, worse, a Mike no-shoot, which is 25 points on a 8-round stage, 8 rounds being 40-point stage, you give up 25 points on one target on a 40-round stage. That's 50% of the stage gone, basically.
Yeah.
So I had option C in my head. What if I missed the steal on the right? Because now you wanted to go back. Well, you have to go back and then go back to the steal because otherwise the entire array is out of sequence again. Now, for most people, 8-round stage, you would never have 3 different ways to shoot that.
Right.
And
I
yes.
heard you talking with Jim Boone, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to hear for the second and third version if something happens. I'm going to be perfect. But when I missed that steal, I was like, oh, my God, what is going on here? It took me a while to realize what was going on, right? But that's just the way it is. And what you were saying about the no-shoots, a lot of people in the States are probably seeing us stop at a target that's got a no-shoot. Why are we shooting them so slow? First of all, because we got to get the alphas, and second of all, is because it's small. It's not. We don't have that big part to shoot at, right?
Absolutely. So we've looked at Open. Obviously, the men's Open team. I want to go back to that here on stats for 1 second. Hold on a minute. I'll pull it up. Actually, let's look at Revolver. I've got Revolver up on the screen right now. So the Revolver guys are doing really well, but they have a problem, right?
What's that?
Alex Backen is injured.
Oh, that's the guy that's injured.
That's the guy, right.
Okay,
and he posted this online, otherwise I wouldn't name his name. Alex is a phenomenal shooter, and now they've got 3 people. We're hoping that Alex can come back and stay shooting, obviously, but, who knows. So now they're down to 3, and whereas yesterday, so you see that right now they're 5,300, and they're second, the people behind them, Thailand, at 5,000. But this morning, some of the people shot, and they had a really good morning.
Okay.
And the Revolver guys are under pressure. And I never, if you'd asked me before this match, I didn't think anybody in the world would come close to our guys.
Right.
I still don't think they're going to beat us, but it changes everything. Now they've got to change their strategy. Instead of them pushing, those 3 guys are going to work as a team. And they've got to shoot 90-ish% of what they're capable of so they don't make mistakes. They already have a 300-point lead. They just don't want to give it up. And if one of them has a disaster stage, they could drop that 100 points in no time.
And that's something that people that don't know about shooting or don't know back in the States, they don't know what's happening at World Shoot. A lot of times, all the time, we're actually competing for our team, but we're actually trying to get on the podium as an individual.
Correct.
And it makes it hard, right? Because I want to see you do good, but I want to be on top of you too, right? Because I want to win on the individual part, right? And sometimes you got to sacrifice the individual part to be safe for your team, right?
Exactly. All right, I'm going to take a look if I can pull us over towards Open. We looked at Open already. I wanted to actually see production optics. Give me 1 second here, Mel. So production optics is interesting. Obviously, there's this Frenchy guy. I'm sure you've heard of him, Eric, who's leading.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys remember on day 1, Eric and his son Robin were almost tie. And I had people say, well, maybe this is the year that he hands it off to the younger generation, right?
Right.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
He just as we forecast, he picked it up, and he's now way ahead of everybody
Wow.
else.
As always.
Yeah,
As always.
not quite the same lead. Christian Saylor has a 7% lead on second, but Eric's not quite there. But Eric is a guy that could turn it on at any minute.
Yeah, and that's something that to admire about Christian, right? I've been with Christian from the beginning, and Christian has this thing where he already won the match before anything, right? His mental ability to control the match and having that afterburner if he has to use it is amazing. I've always admired that from Christian Saylor.
Yep. So if we could jump over to stats quickly, I'm going to show you one of the hard things for us to read. So right now, if you look at production optics, the U.S. team is not shooting today. That's why you don't see the U.S. team up there. They're way down here.
Right.
But they're not really in 11th place, because if you look at the scores, there's Jacob at 10-13, and Eric, because again, they're not shooting right now. Eric is 12 points ahead. That's going to become an interesting race, that team race. It's not and Emil, who's a phenomenal shooter as well, he's sitting at 985. If you compare that 985 to our second person, Jay Beal, 971, it's close. It's
close.
Very close.
You
look at the scores of the team, and this is going to change quite dramatically as Eric opens up. But I'm really proud of Jacob. He's shooting phenomenal.
Jacob is a beast, man.
Yeah.
The moment I saw Jacob come to compete in the United States and part of the U.S. marksmanship unit, as we know, Jacob is a beast. I love Jacob. Plus, his attitude, his composure as a human being is amazing. I love Jacob.
You know that Jacob's from basically Prescott, which is almost like our hometown from Phoenix. So I've known Jacob for a number of years. His family used to sell hot dogs to finance shooting. I'd buy hot dogs from him, and I don't eat hot dogs, but I'd buy them from him. And I love seeing the local kids do so well. And he's a great kid as well.
I admire him, man. He's always willing to help. Always willing to give you advice, Then some shooters don't do that. Jacob is one of them. You know?
If we could jump back to the stats, I want to point something out. There's JJ Rakaza. JJ is in third place right now, but I know he's also pushing hard. He's kind of shutting things down around him. We were trying to talk to him yesterday, and he was super busy. But we'll try and get JJ to come on and interview with us. But that's going to be a tight race to watch, and I've always been concerned about how that would play out.
Yeah.
And then in fourth place, we don't have Tom's score here right now, but obviously Tom coming up in fourth. I think he's I don't know, I guess. On the category side, obviously production optics. We've got in the ladies, let's see down here, I think Raina. Yep. So Raina's sorry, Marcy Finn. But these people have finished shooting the match. So let's see. Right now it's Nicolette, who's from Hungary, and let me see where here we go. Justine, that's who I was looking for. So Justine, I think, is leading the U.S. right now. She's down there we'll see here, at 889.
Justine is just a beast.
Yep, she is.
She plays the game like a boy, the way it should be, right?
Yep.
Every time I have a class and I teach a girl, I said, if you want to play this game, you got to play it like a boy. And if something Justine has, she can do that, man. She's amazing. Amazing.
She does. And I'll show you a graphic right now. There's a graphic with the four lady shooters. Justine is in red, so you can see. I'll leave it on the hit factor. I actually prefer looking at the line graphic. It's a little bit easier for us to read. But you can see on the line graphic, Justine is quite comfortably in lead. She had a crushing stage here. Gosh, look at that. 8.8 hit factor.
What stage was that? Do you know?
That was stage 9.
Wow.
And the next one is 7-1, which is a 1.7 hit factor lead on that. So Justine is crushing it. But that's also going to be a tough matchup. There's a lot of very good production shooters. If we look at their times, so obviously now the graphic switches around. The lower graphic is the better shooter, obviously, because of less time. But you can see her times down here are way down. Literally every single stage, Justine is, except for this one here. This is the only stage we're on time. That's Brenda Gaston. Brenda's a new shooter to the big leagues. She and Nicole Colby are doing really well. And, of course, Mason Lane is in there too. sorry, not Mason Lane, Kaylee Lane, Mason Lane's wife. But they're
She
working
got hit
hard.
yesterday, right? With a ricochet or something like
yes,
that.
she did. She got hit
did.
by a
She
ricochet.
yeah.
Gave her she actually
Right.
knocked her down, from what I understand.
Wow. Well, one of the other girls in
That
the
was-
open team, she got hit real bad too,
Correct.
right here.
Cut her face open.
Yeah.
That was it wasn't Anna. It was I forget now. But yeah, you know, these things happen. You got to pay attention. It's the reason we wear glasses and ear
Right.
protection.
Exactly.
All right, that's going to be it for a little bit. We're going to see about getting our cameras out there here in a little while. We're going to show you some day one highlights, and maybe we can commentate a little bit on that.
Okay.
We'll see what they look like. We're definitely not done for the day. We're going to be working all the way through for another few hours today. We're going to bring some of the big boys that are going to be shooting here this afternoon, our time. So
Hey,
thank you for joining in, and we'll be
thank
back
you
in
so
a few
much.
minutes.
I want to congratulate. Sorry, I'm interrupting here.
That's okay.
I want to congratulate you on Action Streaming Live. This is amazing. People don't understand how hard it is to do this, and I'm super happy to call you my brother, man.
Appreciate it, Mel.
Let's
Really
go
happy.
get them.
Just-
Go Team USA.
Yeah, baby.
Shoot on line, everybody else behind the line, please. Are you ready? Stand by. Range is clear, your time, 754. Are you ready? Stand by. Range is clear, your time, 819. Are you ready? Bye. Are you ready? Bye.
down on the first stage, there's like a no-brainer decision. If I wasn't so far behind,
Way to execute. Way to execute. Way to execute, baby. You want next one? No, I'm after a couple of minutes.
you were first here.
Good job.
IPSC targets and 3 IPSC walkers. Number from today's squad is 23. The start position is hand on the mark as demonstrated. So, palms need to touch the mark.